Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Welcome to PENDREAM TV, your trusted source for unfiltered political analysis and breaking debates from Ghana and beyond. In today's episode, emotion ran high as two strong political commentators, Shamima and Lawuratu of the NPP, crashes over NPP records, economic hardship, and future of Ghana's leadership. Stay tuned as I break down the full exchange, highlight key moments, and ask questions as pertaining to the content. Don't forget to subscribe as well to the channel. Thank you.
Mentally, with all these indices that they are pushing around, with all these figures, what does it come to? Cost of living. Right. They made a lot of noise about taxes and e-levy and all those things. If my maths is as good as yours, they've introduced 8 new taxes. They've increased utility tariffs. Right. They've done all those things. In all that, because we are mainly an import economy, there's a lot of talk around the exchange rate. They tell us exchange rate, the cedi is doing well. Exchange rate is hovering around 10, because as at the time we were leaving government, it was around 13, 14 to $1. But
in fact, your minority leader says that the forex ratings that are being given are fake.
Our minority leader, not my minority leader.
Yes.
Our minority
leader.
I
said that because it's the NPP side of the house. Apologies.
It's Parliament.
Apologies.
For the Republic of Ghana.
Today, I don't want anyone to say that there's a fight between you and I.
And but it's established that you don't like me, so it's fine. Even your uncle knows you don't like me.
But he's not your minority leader, or?
He's our minority leader.
I mean,
he's the minority leader.
No, as an arm of government, definitely he is my minority
Republic
leader.
of Ghana, Shamima.
It's okay.
He's our minority leader.
Yeah. Okay, I know CM. Sorry.
In all this, exchange rate is 10, hovering around 10 for about 5 months, 4 months now. How is that reflecting on cost of living? We are now paying 1 cedi per liter, right? So if I go and buy a gallon of fuel, I'm paying some 4 cedis 50 pesos on every gallon of fuel I buy. These are the people who are complaining about e-levy, right? Now there's let me just get it clearly. We are paying what? 15. We're talking about insurance. We are paying 15% VAT on non-life insurance premium. So you see that if you sign up to some of these things, the insurance companies keep sending you text message on how your next premium will change. The special import levy that's going to start 2026, 2027, 2028. Growth and sustainability levy 2026, 2027, 2028. 8% levy on petroleum products. There's a fishing levy. So it's like they give with one hand and take with the other. But fundamentally, exchange rate. You're giving social sector. If you're not giving money to free SHS, who should come and give money to the education sector? If you're not giving money to the health sector, who should come and give money to the health sector?
So there's spending.
Taxes that you have got.
So spending is happening.
Well, the ministers will be frustrated talking around if they are getting their allocations. What are they spending on?
Are they spending or
what are they spending on? That's what Shamima. But what I'm saying is fundamentally, it all comes to cost of living. How are these indices affecting our cost of living? The kenke that they made a lot of noise about, has the kenke price reduced from the 5 cedis? Yes. They pegged it. I'm told it's 7 cedis. You still eat kenke? You still eat kenke? You still eat kenke?
Where do you buy your kenke from?
I'll show you. I'll bring kenke to come and show you. It doesn't matter where you buy kinky now. The Both Road that I used to buy for 1 cedi. It's still 1 cedi,
okay.
but I can swallow it.
I thought you were going to say it's 5 cedis.
It's still 1 cedi, but I can swallow it.
Be kind to
size
yourself.
has reduced.
The size has reduced.
When NDC came in.
Pie that I used to buy for 13 cedis now is 15 cedis. How do you convince me that when all these indices were high, it was 13 cedis, and now that you claim to have reduced them, it's 15 cedis? Fuel that we're told was being reduced. Now every window is being increased. The last window, I think, was some 9% increment. So it's the gimmicks about the government of the day.
How much is Heat's pie?
It's the gimmicks about what they're doing. There's the propaganda. It's the dishonesty in putting some of these things out. That is the problem. Look,
but you heard Shamima.
The NDC now, they shouldn't also, they are not new to government. This particular team is their second term. When they were in opposition, they made it seem as if they could wish away all our problems in this country like they never existed. 6 months, 6 months and counting, you are still lamenting. You are still talking about the government that the people of Ghana said, what you are proposing, we think you can come and do it better. So we've given you an overwhelming mandate. You have the mandate. How are the things you are saying affecting our cost of living? You complain about cement being 95 cedis averagely. Now it's 120 cedis with your low indices, with your low exchange rate. How do you reconcile that? It doesn't add up. You are the one who likes doing mathematics. I don't know whether the formulas have changed, but it doesn't add up. All these things that you are telling us, what is the state of our cost of living, which is fundamentally what we're all talking about. But if you come and tell me common fund has gone, assemblymen are getting allowances, fantastic. But in our manifesto, electoral area people were also going to get some level of allowances. If you check the 2024 manifesto of the New Patriotic Party, led then by Dr. Baumia.
The assemblymen.
So, electoral area. We're going to go as low as the electoral area for those allowances to strengthen the local government.
Oh, so it was going to go to the base, electoral area, before it rises to...
Exactly. You get it. Oh. But you're sending the common fund. Great. Fantastic. What is happening there? What are the monies going there for? It's one thing just giving them the allocations, but what are the priorities there? So that if I find myself...
No, what are you saying?
What am I saying?
What are you saying? Monies have been allocated into...
What am I saying?
So hold on. Monies have been allocated into specific areas. You have admitted that these monies have been released. We have the figures, as she called them. Now, what I'm saying is, are you admitting that there is spending? Because the loudest criticism has been government is not spending, right? And I even read this university professor's article from Joy, who is saying that government should not boast about surplus, budget surplus, if you're not spending in priority areas. In fact, when you were talking about the taxes, in my head I was thinking, taxes are to be collected anyway. That's how we run the country. No government will come and say, I will not collect taxes. The difference has been, where are you collecting the taxes? Are our lives directly dependent on these taxes? And when the taxes are collected, are we putting it into the areas for which the monies are actually being collected? And that's what the argument should be. So first of all, is the need and the wants. Second of all, are you admitting that they're actually spending, but what are the areas they're spending at? Because common fund, it has been a problem that if you don't send common fund, you are retarding the local areas of development.
When Shamima was talking, you were quietly listening to her.
Damnomics.
You were quietly listening to her, maybe because she said you've already done half of her work for her. Right? But
I only gave her five.
If you ask me what I'm saying, I think you are being unfair to me, because I built a point based on the indices they are giving us, based on the allocations they've told us they've made. the transfers they've made.
Yeah.
Yes, you've made those transfers, but how is it reflecting in our lives?
Has it been spent?
Yes. How is it reflecting? You can't just say that you've sent money down. Money down for what? For what? What are the monies for?
Okay,
What are
maybe
the priorities? You get it? But just throwing it out there, you've sent this, and the people down there are not feeling it. You're telling me that prices have reduced. I'm not feeling it at the basics that I'm buying. And that was one of the biggest conversation during elections. And like I said, they are not new to this. This particular team, this is their second term, right? They made promises. They claimed to be giving solutions to the problems they had identified then. 6 months down the line, you are still talking about the problems. So what were you promising us on? You didn't understand the problems? Now, even their flagship program, which is the, 24-hour, 8 hours for 3 shifts and all that. How far with it? They made a promise that they were going to create some 1.7 million jobs within 4 years. How was that started? How many jobs have been created mid-year? Right. And Shamima sits here and talk about people having to know somebody, people having to have a surname before they get a job. This is a government that has sacked people.
You don't understand.
A surname?
Yeah, that's what she said.
No.
They need your
You don't understand.
You don't need to know. But that's what you said.
You don't need to know your surname before
what was the context of what was the saying?
You
want me to
don't
explain
need
to you
to have
again?
a surname to have access to jobs, and that's what you said.
Madam.
She said they are an
I was
egalitarian.
comparing the
She said they are an
political
egalitarian government.
And I
But
said
you
that
see-
in the NDC, we are a more nationalistic in approach.
So can I go on?
In
So
comparison
what
with
I
the
said,
that is a fact, and many people know
yes.
it.
So what I said, but this is a government.
Elections over. So
But this is a
you
government.
pride yourself
Shamima,
that you
can I
win
have my
elections
sp-
in 2
can
regions.
I have my space? Can I
A
have-
political party
can I have my
prides itself
space?
that they can win an election in Ghana
Okay,
by
allow
winning
my
only
space.
2
Okay.
regions.
Can I
Allow
have my
her.
space? But this is a government that came into power and sacked people.
That's
who were
a lie.
employed by a previous government. The only crime
That's a
that
lie.
the previous government employed them. That's the only crime.
It's a lie.
People were sacked as far back as 2023 and all that. If it's a lie, you are here.
It's a
You are the
lie.
one moderating. Tell me, their only crime was being employed by a previous administration. And you sit here and talk about
No. The reason
people,
is not.
What reason?
They didn't give you a reason that we're sacking you because you're employed by
the
previous
innocent,
administration.
says the
what's the
angelic.
reason?
No, but I mean, it varies.
was the
reason for them
being
It varies.
sacked?
It varies. But nobody.
Don't worry, give me the
Hold on.
reasons they
What
were
the point
giving
I'm
for being
making is
sacked.
that
Angel.
nobody has been told that we're sacking you because.
Wasn't
you
there a letter to that effect?
And the letter captured that we're sacking you because you were employed by the previous administration.
There was a letter saying that anybody that was employed after what was it, 7 December?
After
should
a
be-
particular
after
period.
a particular period.
Yes.
But the letters that came out, the people that were some dated as far back as 2023.
Okay.
I shared some with
Yes.
you.
Yes.
What was their crime?
I'm
The only
saying-
crime was that a previous government. That's fundamental.
No, you can't say no.
You can't whitewash it. Annie.
No.
You can't.
No,
Their
you are,
only
no,
crime
Lawuratu.
was Shamima
Lawuratu, you
sits
know,
here and
I
says
know that,
what?
I know that
Egalitarian?
you respect
Yes,
the people
we
who
are.
watch you.
Of course.
And I know
Proudly
that
so.
you know that when you're saying something and it's not factual,
Annie,
it is actually,
what
it
was
is
their
actually disrespectful
What
even
was-
to the
what
mindset
was
of
their
the
crime?
viewers. I'm saying
What
that
did
no
they do
letter
wrong?
has come out to state that you are being sacked, whether you were sacked in 2023, way back 2023 or whatever, or 2024
So why
or
were they
2025. No letter has stated that
Why
we're
were
sacking
they
you
sacked?
because you
If
are
you're
appointed by the
countering
previous
what I'm
administration.
saying, what are you countering me with? What are the facts?
But there
you
have been various reasons.
Like
Some have
what?
been, they were employed within the civil service. They didn't go through the processes.
Which process?
What do you go through with
What's the
civil
process
service?
of going through
Am I
civil
supposed to
service? What's the
outline?
process
Am
of
I
going
supposed to
through
outline
public
every process?
service?
No, you are not doing the questioning here. I'm not supposed to be outlining civil service
Really?
processes they go
You
through.
haven't been able to state one single reason So you are countering what I'm saying. So why were they sacked?
So you're attributing it to
why
your
were they
reason?
sacked?
Okay.
Yes, Shamima can sit here and comfortably say egalitarian.
Yeah.
Really, that's rich coming from her. But you see, it's what you promise that will hold you to. They promised. There was a one day. Have you done an analysis of the 120-day contract?
Yes.
Has everything in there been done? What has been said about the things that are still hanging?
Well, we're still yet to see 24-hour
you
economy.
Get it.
We're still yet to see
now even
the
the
end
133 is now turning to and being tied. And I had cause to tell you that, look, Annie, you raised an issue that we can go further into. But I had cause to tell you that private sector business don't necessarily take decisions in the interest of the ordinary citizen. They take business decisions. They take profit-making decisions, right? So if you are promising a policy that is hinged on your partnership or collaboration with private sector, you need to be careful. We told them this. They even did, the people were complaining about sloganeering and all that. They had T-shirts with a clock and all that. 6 months. So what did you base that promise on? 1339 is what? In some quarters is 12 what? 122 or whatever. Because depending on the number of shifts. Yes, the number of shifts. Is it at Parliament now? Or they are still thinking through it?
The 24-hour economy?
Yes. Is the document at Parliament now?
My memory doesn't help me. Shamima, has the document been presented to Parliament?
Let her finish what she
said. Is it there?
You go on. I'm sure she'll respond to it.
I mean, we may have had all the issues with the implementation of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's flagship project, but it came in less than 6 months. No matter what the issues were, that was his flagship, and it was one of the key priorities. One of the things the NDC hinged on was job creation. How far with that? And don't come and tell me why, because nothing is being done differently from the model that was being implemented when we're in government from what is happening now. It's just that there's a lot of pump and pageantry around
the document has been sent to the Speaker, just to confirm.
When?
26th of June.
Oh, just a few days back. Okay, that's good.
But in the in the 120-day policy.
June is not a few days back.
June 2025.
She says
In the 120-day policy contract, the 24-hour economy, it's captured, the NDC then at the time captured that it was going to draft the policy in the 120-day social contract. It was drafting of the policy within that period, and that was done.
Oh, it was done?
Yes.
The policy, when was the policy launched?
The policy was launched, I think, recently, about June or something.
Launch it?
No, but you made reference.
Shamima,
I'm just asking her to let you finish.
Let's give each other the space and let's give each other that respect. You sat on this set in opposition. You sat on this same set. You are the same Shamima. Nothing has changed about you. You said things. You were specific. You didn't stutter. You were specific. You didn't stammer when you were explaining some of these policies. So when we are asking questions, don't make it seem as if we are asking questions out of the blue or out of mischief. These were promises you made.
There's some
dose
of mischief
that you said you were giving Ghanaians. When we're trying to explain what we're doing and what we're building on, you wouldn't even allow it. You get it. But now you come 6 months. I remember one of their mantra was, why are you comparing yourself to a past administration? They've been doing that for 6 months. They can't open any discussion without going back, without saying. So in one breath, the economy is doing well. In one breath, exchange rate is doing well, but we had a bad economy. We came to meet a crime scene. How do you reconcile those things? But fundamentally, how is that affecting the price of kinky, the price of cocoa, the price of cement? All these indices you are giving us. How is it that you are doing fantastic, but prices are just soaring? How do you reconcile it? That is what you should be explaining to us. It's not about the flowery language. It's not about giving propaganda messages. It's about how it's affecting us. And you didn't give us the indication that you didn't understand what was going on. You made promises, you preferred those things. That is how the cost of living was a big issue. How have you dealt with cost of living now? How is it that exchange rate is this low, but people can't get access to Forex for their businesses? Those are the questions you should be answering. Nobody, and no mean a party like the New Patriotic Party, will say we are against a flourishing economy. But we need to ask those questions, because it's not every Ghanaian that can get the opportunity to sit on set or be at certain quarters to ask the questions. How are you making our lives easy? You can't take e-levy out and bring us 8 taxes in 6 months. Those are the questions you should be answering.
Okay. Okay. Shamima.
Fellow Ghanaians, it's obvious from Lawuratu's lamentations this morning that the New Patriotic Party is not sorry. They are not sorry for what they did to the people of Ghana. They are not sorry for their misgovernance. They are not sorry for their mistakes. In fact, the reasons you voted them out still persist, which is obvious from their internal squabbles right up to today, that Lawuratu can sit in front of national television and purport that things are not going well is the height of dishonesty. I think it's the greatest insult to the sensibility of everyone who is watching Lawuratu. Because unfortunately for Lawuratu, she's not the only one who interfaces the economy. See, 2 weeks ago, one of the propaganda gendarme communicators came to say that the price of Heȧt, we had put out flyers, you saw those flyers, of real market prices of basic goods and services, oil, rice, maize, plantains, which are seasonal. You know, even with agricultural products that are seasonal, we had seen marginal drop in prices. We have seen videos of market women themselves campaign and speak about how they have lowered the prices of their goods and services, and praising the management of the economy. In fact, as at June, 71.4% or so of Ghanaians say that in the poll about the Mahama administration, and in June, 71.4% of Ghanaians had positive things to say about the Mahama administration and the management of the economy. I think those voices are the voices we would listen to. I think when we go to the market, you and I know, and your viewers who are watching us, please send text messages and tell us if the general prices of goods and services have not seen a reduction reflective of the stabilization of the cedi. I have seen big, I don't know if I should mention their name, big retail shops continue to announce new prices, reduced new prices, as a result of the stabilization of the Ghanaian cedi. If that is not money in people's pocket, then perhaps that is why we saw what we saw. Because maybe there's a distorted understanding of the management of the economy. And perhaps maybe they really did not have the men as they promised, because the evidence was glaring for all of us to see. The NPP always invites us to do a comparative assessment of tenors. And once we accept that invitation, they quickly do a U-turn and tell us that don't compare your tenors. You have been voted into power. Solve your problems. And yet at every stage of the way, they make it sound like they did so well that they were undeserving of the mandate, of the outcome, or the decision of the people of Ghana, that Ghanaians made a mistake. When the same Ghanaians are the ones saying that, Mahama, Tuaso. You see, transparency, as I said, it's very difficult for a political party in government led by a president committed to leading differently to say that it's going to lead a transparent government. It's difficult because transparency invites a lot of questions. But President Mahama says that he prefers a transparent governance to that which is silent and avoidance, or even ignoring concerns. If Lawuratu has genuine concerns, I can assure Lawuratu that His Excellency will listen to those concerns. That is the difference we are seeing today. It doesn't matter who speaks.
But we're not saying it's all
It does
rosy.
not matter.
We're not saying
How
it's all
can we
rosy
say,
today.
when at every turn, President John Dramani Mahama will communicate. You see, it's about communicating what you're doing. Look, governance is not a perfect ride. There will be difficult decisions that have to be taken. But in that same spirit of transparency, you take those decisions, you explain yourself, and you will let the outcome of your governance justify whether your means were the best set of means to the end that we seek. What is the end that we seek? A Ghana that is working for every Ghanaian, irrespective of where you come from. And now I'll repeat that. Irrespective of where you come from, irrespective of the family you belong to, irrespective of who your friends are, a government that would work for you. And for them to say, you see, in one breath, Lawuratu sits here and says that, oh, you people, continue our projects. Don't stop the continuity. Governance is a continue. And then the same mouth that is tasting salt is tasting sugar again and telling us, oh, at why they are not doing anything. They are only continuing. He says that we are not doing anything different. Choose your battles. Because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said that we will not waste national resources. So of the projects, look, 123.6 billion Ghana cedis is the commitments and debt they have left for us in the road industry sector. 123.6 billion is what Lawuratu and her leaders left for this country. And the roads minister has indicated our commitment to continue with some of those roads projects. But they will never take the leave of good governance from the book of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, because it is not in their character to ever concede their mistakes, neither is it in their character to accept, recompense, to compensate.
Well, when it comes to mistakes,
their errors,
conceding of mistakes, Dr. Bawumia has apologized to the people of Ghana, at least during the thank you tour. He mentioned a few things some of their leaders have. So I guess some of the points, yes, you have to defend and explain, but it doesn't necessarily mean they have not conceded that some mistakes were committed. You've watched Kennedy Japon's interview. At some point, he himself admitted that we committed mistakes here. Dr. Bawumia himself has. Have
you heard Kennedy Japan say that the system continues to attack him because of the candid views he expresses? So within the party, speak no evil and see no evil. That is the internal mantra, as has been communicated by Kennedy Japan. Kennedy says that they bastardized him for saying same things that the candidates then also said. So they said that Kennedy, went around saying things that his opponents now used against the party. Whereas the things that Bawumia himself said that were used against the NPP were not things.
Okay.
I'm saying, let me wrap up.
Coming.
With regards to the prices of goods and services, the people of Ghana who go to the market, they know.
Okay.
They know if things are getting better. They have told us that things are getting better. Are we there yet? Of course not.
Okay.
Will the finance minister, well, I thought I was responding to Lawuratu. Lawuratu,
because of time.
Answer your questions and answer the questions that happen. You see, Shamima can sit here and try to personalize it and use all kinds of adjectives on me, call me dishonest. But I mean, fundamentally, it takes one to know one. When I mentioned the price of kinky, Shamima is sitting here and making it seem as if she knows what happens in every market. And I'm using market in context. But so she knows prices of everything across board. But when I mentioned the price of kinky, you remember the question she asked me? Did you buy your kinky from East Legon? So that means there's no fair pricing, right? So if you sit down here and assume that someone is doing jandam because they express their reality, which is different from
your reality is that Kenke is 7 cedis.
You want to call the person...
Kenke is not 7 cedis in Abokobi.
Please.
I buy Kenke 5 cedis, which is bigger. You buy Kenke. Kenke is not 7 cedis.
So
allow her.
Where in Ghana is Kenke 7 cedis?
No, Shamima,
tell me.
No. You just spare her.
Yes.
No.
I member said yes.
No.
That yes,
I beg you.
Is 18 cedis.
What
when yes sanitary pad is 13 cedis.
Why are you getting emotional?
No, but why are you saying she should spare me?
Is it a spare word I use?
Withdraw. Withdraw.
Interjection. No.
Yeah, she should spare us.
Yeah, the interjections. That's all.
She should spare us.
Don't get emotional over this. Go ahead.
Come on,
okay,
get emotional over
because of the way you started attacking me.
Right now.
I almost thought some lion had entered the studio.
I don't go red. You go red right now. The two of you.
What? Because of my skin tone?
You go red. So everybody will see whether you are emotional or not. But you see, she can say what she wants to say. But the fact that you have your reality, someone has their reality, and they're expressing their reality, doesn't mean. But fundamentally, in all this, what has Shamima said? I mean, as for you saying we are not remorseful and all that, it's up to the people of Ghana to judge.
Whether you're remorseful or
not.
And
you have referenced what Dr. Baumia has said, what the General Secretary has said, what other leading party. Sometimes it's so disingenuous that the same Kennedy Japan that they used to lambast is now their reference point to justify what they are doing or what they are not doing wrong, which is sad. In one breath, this person is not worth it. In another breath, he's your reference point. But talking about dishonesty and all those things, we sit here. We've made our mistakes. We've been punished by the people of Ghana. We've learned from our mistakes. We keep learning. We are making our amendments. It's not up to me to come and sit here and talk about what we are doing internally. We owe the people of Ghana explanations when we're running the affairs and we're the ones managing their taxes, which is their money. Today, you are the one managing the affairs of this country, managing our money. You make promises to us to make things better. You claim on paper those things are better, but in our reality, they are not.
Okay.
That is what you should be responding to. Not coming to call me names and talking about the NPP, talking about the NPP not being remorseful. How does that affect the price of fish? How does that affect the price of cake?
Okay.
How does that reduce cement from 120 cedis to even the 95 cedis that you complained about? How does that increase the 1 cedi bofo that I buy that the size has reduced? Please. Stick to the issues.
Let me wrap up by saying
also
on the issue of the economy.
For it. You can
as the finance minister,
no, hold on, Shamima.
As the finance minister,
Lawuratu, are you done?
She
go explain.
Don't throw your hands. Don't throw your hands.
Explain tire.
Be a lady.
She won't. Oh, Shamima.
I said don't throw your hands around.
You can say whatever you want to say. You can try to gaslight me as much as you want, but I won't.
This gaslighting, do you know that
because
it was my
I have my emotions.
I think you did something like this.
The reality. No, I mean we all get
Annie,
I didn't.
It was
I'm
an
not
unaware.
The finance
offense
minister,
here,
when
but
he
you can say all that you can
addressed
say. The point is
Parliament
how
and the
are
people
prices
of
being
Ghana
affected.
said that he has brought back clarity. He has brought back certainty. He's brought back stability and purpose. I think for every Ghanaian who has been in this country for the longest period, especially the young people who today receive reimbursements on their phone for monies promised them, the youth in our tertiary institutions who have applied for loans that without which they would have difficulty attaining tertiary education. For the persons within the disabled community who can today access tertiary education because an egalitarian government has said we will put money in sectors most needed for the people. The capitation grant that has eased burdens on heads of institutions, where today parents are becoming equal partners in the management of our schools.
Okay, Shamima, you have to learn so that...
for all of these and many more who know that a 4-year tenure cannot be measured conclusively in seven months. But the science of a government that would work for the people starts from day one, and that is leadership.
Okay.
And the leadership His Excellency has shown every day. I always tell Ghana people, assess us based not only on competence, but by the conduct and the character of the leaders.
Right. Let me mention this.
And the conduct
Let me
of
mention
His Excellency, can I just wrap up this thought?
Land.
You know,
Land.
the conduct of the leader that we have, because leadership makes all the difference.
Okay.
And that leadership is instilling discipline, which are the softwares that are required to move us from where we were taken, that very dark hole. A leadership that is insistent on discipline. A leadership that is insistent on prudence in the management of our collective resources. A leadership that is insistent on the obeying of the conduct, the code of conduct. A leadership that says that people will be punished. Last week, His Excellency joined all appointees.
If you don't land, you'll have time to talk about the conference happening tomorrow.
Ministers and deputies and CEOs.
Right.
To reflect on our journey so far.
Okay. So
these are the new ways we are governing differently. And you're feeling those signs of good governance. And where we make mistakes, you would see that remedial actions will be taken to correct those mistakes.
Okay. This one says that
yes.
Great submission on the issue of the fire outbreak and the panel members, especially my sister Lawuratu. I really enjoyed the discussion on that. We need to do a lot to support the Ghana National Fire Service. This is coming from Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst. This one also says that Richard Moses Kandiru, I see you, businessman. Good morning to you. He says, because I said good morning to my uncle. Please, I have the right to say good morning to my family members. I am not obliged. I'm not obliged to greet anybody else. But Moses Kandiru, good morning to you. Richard Anyagba has Richard Anyagba, I'm waiting. Good morning to you. I am actually waiting, so you just do a quick one for me. Lawuratu says, Lawuratu, hi. How many times did I call you? You know, you and the government blame the NDC and the President Mahama for everything that happened to Ghana from 7 January to 2017 to 2020. Then added COVID-19 to it as a second reason for their failure. Then came to Russia-Ukraine war that gave them 3 reasons why until 2024 election. Today, Lawuratu says the NDC government should stop blaming the previous administration for the hit if prices were reduced or prices have reduced dramatically. This is from Evans Dinkogaro. You sent that in. Thank you. Messi Kwanda inside Sawama Dioji says, good morning, Annie. Please, Lawuratu and the NPP, then in opposition, promised Ghanaians heaven and earth. Heaven on earth. That's how you write it.
Where are we?
And when given the opportunity, they failed Ghanaians catastrophically. The mini, micro, and their disorganized NPP party should set aside and observe good governance under the able leadership of the President, John Dramani Mahama, and stop comparing their wasteful 8 years to 7 months. Musa Abato says that, Annie, I find it hard to follow Lawuratu's point because she's not communicating effectively, I think. As a communications expert, or rather analyst, my free professional advice to her is to appeal to the conscience of your audience and connect with them locally and emotionally. Acknowledge that the government is doing well, then offer better and practical alternatives. That's how to make an impact in communication. Oh, wow. Musa, good morning, Annie. Listening to Lawuratu this morning, does it mean that the NPP doesn't still get the reason why Ghanaians massively voted them out of office and brought in the NDC? When was the last time she visited a public health facility in this country? If she did, what did she see? No wonder the NPP in Parliament are saying that there are no human beings in certain parts of the country, so roads should not be built there. They can continue to peddle falsehood and insults and insult the intelligence of Ghanaians in opposition. Will continue to be there, and opposition will continue to be their lot. You say, okay, I have just 1 minute each for you two. 1 minute each for you two.
I just want to announce that.
Yes.
In line with His Excellency's leadership within and also within the continent and even globally, you know that he's been championing greater health sovereignty. And so the Accra initiative is coming off tomorrow. We are expecting dignitaries from across Africa and beyond who are working in the global health, ecosystem to all convene in Accra for the Africa Health Sovereignty Summit, which is also dubbed the Accra Initiative. And it is a conference to reimagine global health governance architecture in Africa. And His Excellency has been advocating that Africa needs to create its own sustainable health infrastructure that will not also be affected when, global health funders decide to pull out of programs, health programs like the USAID did, and quite resourcefully we are managing to manage. Also, the government's accountability series continues today with the Youth Minister, the Honorable George Opari Ado, Pablo, as he's affectionately called. You also do know that the Youth Ministry and the National Youth Authority have begun a Youth Month. They started over the weekend with a nationwide clean up exercise. It's called inclusive governance for a reason, and the youth are at the heart of the Mahama administration. Any and everything that will do to restore hope in the hearts and the minds of the young people, His Excellency is committed to do it. Right. And whilst we are at it, whatever the distractions are, when they come, His Excellency will surely provide the leadership that this country was yearning for so long, and which, God being on the side of the people of Ghana, He has given us in the person of His Excellency, who would lead with conscience, who would lead with heart, who would deliver this country from the doldrums that we found ourselves just less than 7 months ago.
Lawuratu, before I...
Thank you for watching this heated exchange right here on PENDREAM TV, where truth meets bold political conversation. Don't forget as well to drop your thoughts in the comment section below on this clash between Shamima and Lawuratu of the NPP. Thank you. Stay tuned for more.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.